Okay, so we're gonna start in like 2 minutes. I don't know where we've got Senator Carson.
So just out of respect for you, I just want you to know this is recording, so I don't mean for it to pick up on your private conversations or anything. So I feel a little better coming in.
I checked with Sharon this morning and she said she'd be here, so.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thank you
so much for
Oh, you're very
really
welcome. No, I'm
appreciate
happy to be
this.
here.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my gosh. Of course, it had to be the warmest day of the year so far, right?
I do want to say I wasn't throwing stones at people specifically when I talked
Yeah, oh no, I know that.
about in Merrimack County.
Uh-huh.
Exactly the same thing happened.
Yeah, really?
Prominent Republicans not showing up.
And do you know that I got in my car to get here, I stopped for gas, I went to punch in the address, because I've already been there twice, I'm in here. I'll talk to you later, but I knew that, no worries, I mean,
Okay.
it happens, that's the first one I've missed. I've been to the other.
Like,
Really? Oh my gosh.
So Michael, are you gonna be testifying?
No,
Okay.
I'd rather give it up and listen.
Okay.
Yeah. I know.
so
Yeah.
like I said, it wasn't
I
targeted to
understand. No,
anybody.
no, I knew that. Hi.
Thank you for giving us this platform.
This is a piano. It's a piano. Hi. Thanks for coming.
You want? Oh, did you want?
Get my own water. I can carry my own water, sir.
I appreciate it. So yes.
Hey, this is Representative Edelblut. Has Senator Carson headed over this way? Okay, so we're waiting on her. When she arrives, we'll be all set.
Okay, if we're not ready.
Momentarily, okay, thank you. Bye. Nothing like committee of conferences, you know? But she'll be here momentarily. If you want to submit a written testimony, you can do
No,
that.
this was the stuff I was gonna give you on borrowing the monies.
Okay.
For Title IV.
So if you want to submit stuff?
Well, I
Just give it to me. Oh, you can give it to me. Okay, got it.
Because I should have gave it to you when I was the right ones. Yeah,
Right, Lisa?
Okay.
so that this is when you borrow the monies.
I am.
Is that how it is?
It is.
Is that what it's come to?
It is. I gave you every opportunity to do the right thing.
So sorry, it's.
The man out by the stone across the street, he's like, I don't want to hear that again. I don't want to hear that again. Garbage to go through my ears one more time. Down my head.
Well, if you had any doubt about what we feel about you as a stand-up, you should now leave the rest.
I'm thinking, simple that it will be this press.
There's an awful lot of wilderness out there. You go like to go hiking, don't you?
I do. Oh, we're going to track into houses. No RFID on that.
So we can have your subscription to the search and rescue program.
Actually, you can do a little scan from space.
A friend of mine was saying that they can cut down on search and rescue costs considerably if you set up unmanned drones.
Thank you. Yes.
When
Were you planning to testify?
I can't,
Okay. Well,
because I'm sick here.
thank you for being here.
I'd rather testify, but
So testify.
I'm opting to stand down in lieu of other stories that need to be told.
So testify. If you want to testify, testify.
no, because I can't sit in here according to the rules.
Correct. So you're right there.
Senator Carson, and
No.
we're gonna start.
Why?
Because I can always tell my story again. I mean, 30 years.
But the sentence you said
We're
was,
gonna
I
start
would
just in
rather
a little bit.
testify. If you would rather testify, you can testify.
No.
If you would rather sit in here and
Can I
listen
be
to
a
testimony.
journalist until I speak?
I can talk to these people tomorrow.
I want to be a journalist.
Most of these people can't.
No, they're reasonable boundaries.
Three recordings already. It'll be video, the whole thing. You'll get it all.
Okay.
Follow the history of this mess. Go back to the Judicial Council way back in '47.
I'd be keen on hearing what you have to share at some point.
Yeah, that's why we need a round table, like we had. I tried to get one time when Lynch got in, just discussing these issues, but it was mostly made up of 100 and something judges that should have been working
Easy,
instead of.
easy boy, easy boy.
But they did get out some information. A lot of people, they studied each group of each area, and they put a lot of time in it. I mean, it should be read, but those things are forgot about. Once they're made up, and you forget.
Representative.
How you doing, Joe? Security's looking pretty good nowadays.
So these are my two interns.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Lydia, it's nice to meet
Nice
you.
nice to be here.
So Sue is awesome as well as
You're a past representative?
No, she's one of my interns.
Interns.
Okay, so you work for CASA?
I do.
I have nothing against CASA, that all you guys do a nice job and all that, but I just don't like the way the government groups, they get a guardian ad litem. You know, those other groups, you know, somebody goes through a divorce and they gotta judge something with their.
Remarkably
Want to make
different.
things more comfort.
And then
People
Sure,
are
look
they
remarkably
can't
different.
take away
I'm
these
interrupting.
because nobody really does a correct
So
study.
you're being productive now.
And when
This
you
is
guys
actually
come
good.
in, there's already, isn't there
Oh,
already a
6.
crime?
We only get appointed abuse and neglect
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah.
So there has to be a petition filed before
Yeah.
we can approve it.
Yes, and that would mean evidence.
Yeah, it really
Especially
is.
now, there's a lot going on.
So that's why I need that.
We're different, we don't sit on the marital cases,
But
which is,
when legislature talks about it,
they group them together.
they group them and it drives me wild because you
exactly.
guys are doing your job.
That's
And
just waiting for Senator Carson to
these
show up.
others, that's most people that have their children taken.
Hey, this is Representative Edelblut.
One
Still
guardian
just
ad
waiting.
litem
It's good.
Yeah, I almost.
ruins your life.
But you've got my active.
That's lifetime.
No.
Okay, we were holding because I thought she was going to be here.
Yeah,
So
you'll be
can we
around.
just get going?
I know.
Yeah.
Currently, I don't have any cases.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead, so just tell us, we'll get it. Go ahead and get started.
And I hear.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start, because Senator Carson's on her way over. She's not here yet. And her secretary said she was imminently gonna be here. She just says-
We have civil courts.
Okay, so I'm gonna call this to order, and I'm gonna ask for our first person who's testifying to come on in. Hey, Ed. Hey, Ed. So we're gonna start letting the first person come on in.
No, it's okay. In case other people want to sit. I can always bring it. No, it's not nice. Just being hospitable. And be hospitable. They don't have AC on here. No, I know.
Okay, so for those of you guys who are in the audience, I'll just explain how this is going to work. We've basically granted individuals 3 minutes to speak. We've asked them to stay focused on issues and not make this an ad hominem process where we're dealing, trying to single out individuals so that we can get a better understanding as to what's going on with the process. Those sets of instructions have been made available to everybody, and we'll be with you in just 1 second. If we have room, then if people wanted maybe more than 3 minutes, they can come back and fill out another card and speak again if we are able to get everybody in. And so we have our first individual, and did it send you down with the card? No? Okay, well, come on up. And so I'll be timing, and I'll just give you signals of 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, and time, and when you get to the time, just try and wrap it up, and that'd be great. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, thank you for doing this, thank you, Judge Kelly. My name is Janet Delfico. I forgot my testimony today. But from what I can remember of it, my recommendations to this court go as the following. I recommend that from this point on, you need to certify mail all of your divorces when they're finalized. Me and my ex-husband went 1.5 years before we found out that our divorce was finalized. Nobody told us, we never even got mail notices. You need to end these hearings from 15 minutes to 30 minutes to a couple of hours here and there and just get it over with. It's very traumatic being dragged into court for 15-minute intervals once a month because of motions and ex partes and being beaten up all the time by the other party and by the judge allowing it to happen. It needs to stop. Evidence needs to be declared evidence no matter what. On several accounts, on the Rockingham County that I was dealing with, my ex-husband was allowed to submit several documentations that I never got to review, never saw, but the judge was allowed to see it and use it against me as testimony without me even saying if it was false or true. After the fact, I found out 90% of it was false. It was still accusations made against me to use in court with the judge already predetermining the outcome because the clerk was deciding what was seen and not seen. Your Honor, that's on record. I confronted my judge about that. That's on record at Rockingham. Okay. I feel you need to listen to the children better. The GAL that I had left because my former husband refused to pay her, so she walked away from the case. She also didn't tell the truth about everything that was said, and complaints from that point on were sent into the court, and they were also sent into the Judicial Committee, who ignored it. My people then came back and testified in court since the GAL had misrepresented what was to be said. It still didn't make a difference. The family court system, I felt like this whole process, I'm nothing more than a guppy in a corporate fishbowl. It's destroyed me physically, mentally, and emotionally. I've lost everything because of it. And I'm still losing everything because of it. I'm a good person, I'm a nurse. I raised both my sons my whole life. And then in one moment, because of something my ex-husband did, came right in from underneath me and took it all away. Took it all away. And I'm actually on YouTube with court hearings that I've been taping, so you can see all that there, but it will prove this.
Can you tell me when the divorce was?
The divorce was actually, we filed legal separation papers in 2010, but we separated in 2006. He moved out in 2008. We were getting along and we filed divorce papers in 2010. The finalized divorce, I think, was April or May of 2013. We did not find out about it in 2014 or the early part of 15. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We just asked them to come down with their cards.
Yes.
Keep track of the people.
Okay.
So I just need her card. Sure. The only next one.
Oh, no, I had to, I
Yeah,
had
I
a
figured
meeting,
lots going on.
impromptu meeting with the Senate President, so I had to.
How do you do that? How are
Well,
you?
they come down and say, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
I show up, okay. Good morning, good afternoon, Judge. Good to see you.
Had to be the hottest day of the year so far, right?
Yeah, that's just the way it works out
It
sometimes.
does.
Ready?
Hi, my name is Sam. When I was 10 years old, I saw that my mom tried to help Jim out by giving a loan to him to buy a house that was supposed to be my mom's so that me and my brother could see him more. At the beginning of all this, I did want to see Jim, but now I don't want to. I don't remember him ever living with us. My mom bought me a puppy to try to calm me down. I still had dreams that people would break into my house and try to steal him. Both me and my mom would cry at night because we could have been homeless and I couldn't see my brother. The judge and the GAO would not listen to me. The judge had to hear me say that I was going to kill my dad if I had to live with him. The judge told me to stay with my mom. He shut off my phone and stopped talking to me when I told him I didn't want to live with him. He took $3,000 from my bank account. He was trying to get me to live with him by saying my mom is an unfit parent and had anger issues. I wanted to change my last name, but my mom is too afraid to go into the court and had the court stay down. I don't really see my brother because Jan says no to hanging out. I think families with these issues should have a set day in the week that kids get to see each other. If the children wants to speak to the judge should hear what they have to say. If the kids don't want to talk to everyone, the judge should have the children talk in private with the judges about their testimony. What I have been through has affected my life because I can't move down south to try to get my pro license in motocross. Is there any questions that anyone wants to ask me?
Sam, who is Jim?
My dad.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you have any contact with your brother at all?
Occasionally.
Occasionally. Is that something that you do on your own?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not something that's court order that says that you're allowed to either email him or have a conversation or talk with him on the phone? It's just something you do on your own?
I can talk to him whenever I want. It's just usually when I have to hang out, it's my dad taking out. Any other questions?
Sam, are you gonna leave your written, are you gonna leave what you wrote for us to keep here?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you for taking time out of your personal life to listen to all the stories that have been shared and will be shared.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Paul Dion.
Sit down right there.
My name's Paul Dion. I'm from Gilmanton. I'm here as a veterans advocate. The issue that the veterans are having in New Hampshire is federal law specifically states that VA disability is exempt from attachment, levy, or garnishment. It's 38 USC 5301. Judges are ignoring that. What they are doing is they're treating VA disability the same as veterans retirement, which falls under 10 USC 1408. 10 USC 1408 allows the court to award the former spouse 50% of the veteran's retirement pay. If there's a child involved, it can go up to 65%. Okay? 5301 exempts all of it. That money is given to the veteran solely for him or her to survive on. There are many cases in New Hampshire where the veterans are having the money taken away from them and given to the former spouses. One of the issues is New Hampshire does not have state laws that protect the VA disability. Many other states do. As a matter of fact, if I remember right, there's 30-something states that do. But the other states that don't follow the federal law. In New Hampshire, the judges are totally ignoring federal law. They're saying if there's no state law, we don't have to follow it. Okay? What I feel we need to do is come up with laws that reiterate to the judge what federal law says and protects the veterans. There are veterans being left homeless because of losing their property and it being given to their former spouses. 5301 allows the former spouse to go directly to the VA and get a portion of the veteran's money. But the Secretary of the VA, by law, is the only one that can attach the money.
Can I just ask, are you referring specifically to alimony orders or child support orders or both?
All of them.
All of them?
All of them. If, like I said, if there is no retirement, the judge.
No, I'm sorry, when you said the courts are ordering, you're saying the courts are ordering both child support and alimony from the exempt income?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. What they're doing is they're lumping the money in together, and they're considering the disability as being income, where by law it's not. It's exempt from it.
Great, thank you.
Okay?
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Great point. That was great, that was quite great.
Are you looking for that too? I don't know. I don't do myself. I thought it was kind of like in my seat. That was 6 months ago. Yeah.
Into your heart. So for those of you who've come into the room, if you're going to be testifying, then we're asking you to wait outside. This is only for folks who are going to be or not going to be testifying. So will you be testifying?
No, I'm Nancy West. I'm a reporter with indepthnh.org.
Okay.
I'm just supporting.
Okay. Thank you. You may go ahead.
My name is Timothy A. Rio. I'm a lifelong resident of the state of New Hampshire. The obvious problem with our family court system here in New Hampshire is that it is a system that promotes conflict, does not bring resolution. I've been married and divorced twice in New Hampshire. The first marriage lasted 12 years, and it has been in litigation for 19 and still ongoing. I was married the second time for 5 years. That's been in litigation for 4 and is still ongoing. I'm here to report to you that as of February of this year, we had at least 2 family court justices in the state of New Hampshire openly engaged in public corruption in the administration of their duties. One is now retired. I stress openly corrupt because there is no accountability. There's no civil or criminal penalties for justices who break the law of the state of New Hampshire, no consequences for violating their own court rules or their own ethical canons. The oversight that we have in this state over circuit court judges who abuse their power or who may be openly corrupt, as in the case of my 2 cases, is completely ineffective. There's no redress as our state constitution directs. There is no true appellate court where grievance can be taken. We have only a disinterested Supreme Court who nearly always supports the circuit court decisions. We have an Attorney General who will not even investigate allegations of judicial corruption. Lastly, we also have a Judicial Conduct Committee who not only operates at a painfully slow pace, but whose only objective seems to be to whitewash incidents of judicial corruption. For example, in 2 recent Judicial Corruption Committee investigations involving the Third Circuit Court judge, it was discovered that this judge was not only consistently denying due process to litigants who appeared before her by failing to schedule hearings, but she was introducing her own research into evidence in those cases. This discovery produced the mildest of responses from the JCC. Let me ask everyone in this room, would you open a business in a state that wouldn't enforce their written contracts, doesn't support their own civil laws? Of course you wouldn't. It's a huge business risk. If we don't fix the openly corrupt judiciary in New Hampshire, you're going to have more than a few dozen angry litigants. You're going to ruin the state's economy. Before we pass any laws on this, that the openly corrupt judiciary can ignore, we must have strong anti-corruption legislation for the judiciary with civil and criminal penalties associated with that for judges who ignore the laws in the state of New Hampshire. Common sense. Compliance must be enforced through non-judicial authority. And Judge Kelly, shame on you. You've known about this for over a year in this case. and you're in a position to do something about it, and you don't. Shame on you.
Thank you.
So,
Not more, that's what I mean.
More.
Oh, yes.
No, more than.
I'm just going to explain.
It's too much less.
I agree.
Well, two people, you know what I mean? And then you listen to the chairman, existing.
Just
Yeah, and then there's a couple.
Thank you.
I had 4 years.
She'd like to have her husband sit beside her.
That's fine. That's why I had 2 seats, just in case you needed one. Yes.
Hi, my name is Audra Schwarer. My husband Brad Schwarer. Our saga began in July of 2011. After my ex-husband remarried, he decided that I shouldn't have a relationship with our children whatsoever. We have 2 boys. We were under a parenting plan. It was nearly 50-50 parenting schedule for 8 years. And by his campaign for sole custody began submitting false allegations to the court by ex parte. He quickly learned how powerful the ex parte is and gained very quick ground on that, which advanced to the point where I couldn't catch up. I started off with an attorney, but eventually was unable to afford an attorney. Ex partes were based on hearsay and what the court defines as offers of proof, which amounted to more hearsay. And no matter what I submitted to the court that was real proof was rejected. And a very difficult and long litigated parenting plan was easily undone by a guardian ad litem who never had one supportive fact in his recommendation to allow my oldest son to live where he wanted, to decide and to decide whether if or when he would ever see me again. He was granted that a parenting plan to exercise, giving a 14-year-old boy the power to decide whether he was going to see his mother ever. On that success, the following summer, my children's father began to work on gaining full custody of our youngest son. Using different techniques that didn't work with the younger son, he employed another series of false allegations, again by ex parte filings, based on pure falsehood with his attorney, who, by any other definition, employed just pure barratry, because I was self-represented, and proceeded to systematically remove me from the life of my youngest son. I was ordered to pay guardian ad litem fees, which were not only $200 above the amount allowed by statute, but for which I was not under any contract whatsoever. Because this was guardian ad litem number 5, I chose to not employ another guardian ad litem, my right. And the court proceeded with the guardian ad litem in spite of my objection. In December of 2014, the guardian ad litem produced a report which stated that our oldest son could continue to live with his father if he chose, And our youngest son could also proceed with the equal choice of living primarily with me.
So, hey, Audra, do you have that all as written testimony that you can submit to us? In
Sure.
short time?
Oh, sure.
That would be great.
Mhm.
And if there's just any last points you want to wrap up with, that would be great.
Okay. That was 3 minutes.
It goes fast, doesn't it? But you have written testimony, so that's okay. So I don't know if you have any final comments that you want to leave us with.
No, my son has left school today to be here to testify himself, and he has chosen to escape the clutches of his own father. That's what the state of New Hampshire has forced a 14-year-old to do, to actually run away from home. And he's here today, and he's not going back. So you'll see him just a little while. He's a really fine young man.
So your oldest son or youngest son?
He's my youngest son.
So if you can just give me a copy of that, then I can share with you. Thank you. And then if you need more time on it, if there's time at the end, you can fill out, do another card if you want it, and finish it if that's necessary.
It's not stapled together.
I did a couple. I did 3. Did you already do 1?
No.
I'll make copies for, if I just need one control copy, and I'll make sure everyone gets copies. Thank you.
And she realized.
Yeah.
So this is 3 minutes.
My name is Nicholas Aiello. I'm 14. I'm in 9th grade. I've been taken away from my dad. He's taken me out of all my favorite things to do, like Boy Scouts, just because, really no reason. I only get to talk to my mother at 7 o'clock every other night, and that's only if he's available and if I'm available. If, let's say, he has something to do for work or something, then I'm not able to talk to my mother. And that's how it works. I haven't seen my mom in a long time. I've missed 2 Christmases, 2 Thanksgivings. And it just, I had a guardian ad litem. I saw him, he gave a report, the court ignored it, and I wasn't able to get what I wanted through that. I've been lied to by the school, by the police. They've also lied about certain things, and my dad has lied a lot to the court, and has gotten things through that shouldn't have. This whole situation has just made me sick. It's really ruined a lot of my life so far. I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been able to participate in a lot of things because of my dad, and I just wish for this all to be over. This has really destroyed my life so far. Thank you.
Thank you. How long has that taken place? When you say you're only 14?
Since I was 12.
12, okay, great, thank you.
So for 2 years?
For 2 years, yes.
Okay, thank you.
So do you have any visitation with your mother or just?
There's visitation, yes, but again, we haven't been doing that